So this organization called Feed the Fridge has food at a lot of different locations here in Washington, D.C. on a regular basis. Sometimes I show up and they don't even have the food here. Although about a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago, they did an expose on me and how much I was so happy about their services. Sometimes I've come here in the frozen winter and there's no food here. I was counting on some good food today from them, literally, because I'm starving and hungry because my food stamps run out. And what do I get? Look at this. They just leave it outside the door sometimes. Watch this, I'll show you. This is what Feed the Fridge calls food. Gigantic loaves of bread. And there's the fridge.
They normally bring bags of food up here around this time.
I know, they usually bring that food, but apparently they just brought bread today. So Feed the Fridge, who've been having steak mostly. They mostly have steak or beans and rice or other things. But look at this, bread, big bags of bread. So, and you know, it's free. It's true the food is free, but if you have a pledge to the community and you take dollars from organizations to feed people, and this is what you get, bread, I mean literally, bread, 3 gigantic, I guess I'll take one. I mean, and that's Feed the Fridge. So any of y'all people who fund Feed the Fridge, you might want to consider not funding Feed the Fridge. You can see that says Feed the Fridge. That's their refrigerator. And as a hungry man, this is an insult. This is insulting. And I hope you took my feature off your page like I asked you to do earlier this year, Feed the Fridge. Feed the Fridge funders. They must be feeding people who survive on bread. Bread in circuses. It's what the Romans did to their people. Do some research, and I'm just going to go take one of these and throw it in the street because I'm pissed. Peace and love. Yeah. To DC here, I basically have a cart full of stuff, a wheeling cart, and I have an art portfolio and a skateboard. So when I was in Florida on the street and I barely had any money, I'd always buy the really cheap food at Walmart in the morning. And then I watched everybody else, and I could see that it hurts people that when you don't have proper nutrition. And then when I did get the food stamps, it goes quick, because if you're homeless and you don't have a place to cook, you have to buy prepared meals. A lot of food banks do not provide fresh vegetables or meats. So you're getting your boxed foods and your canned foods a lot at those places, It's not really healthy. It's full of chemicals and crap. Like what happened to nutritious food? It's so expensive, But I knew that there was resources. So when I moved into the tent camp, I started looking things up, and that's where I found Feed the Fridge. And I started walking over to the Bright Center and getting good food there. Well, one, it's good food, and each day it's from a different place, so that you get a variation. And also, you're not restricted to one meal. I'm permitted to take a few meals. And honestly, one of the things I do when I go to Feed the Fridge, and I will actually usually take extra meals and give them to other people, is I'll be walking up 14th Street and be like, hey man, here you go. Or one of my friends here, or if people come by here to by the Peace Vigil here.
Learn more and donate at feedthefridge.org.
My name is Nath, and I'm 49 years old. And see that? They still have my video on their channel. How do you like that? Look at all these crows. They eat bread. They survive with grains and bread. I'm a human being who's starving and homeless. And they make all these claims, but for some reason they left loaves of bread today. Again, I recommend do not fund Feed the Fridge. If you fund them, you're funding crap. And that's just how it is. And yeah, they still have my story on there. Why? Asked them to remove it. After a few times of me showing up and they didn't have food there, literally zero food, I came across town, rode a bus to get here. Assholes. 100%. All my family and friends, I wish I had them and I wish they were my family and friends, but they ain't. They turned their backs on me and they said, go ahead and use the programs available in the community. That's the programs in the community. And I just went to the mayor's office here in Washington, D.C. We'll see if Mr. Hilgendorf can help me out or not. Hopefully you can, Mr. Hilgendorf, because I'm really having a hard time out here, as you can see. Thank you. Peace and love.